And welcome back to the program. You're watching Mohawk TV's 2012 election coverage, and currently we have in studio another incumbent chief, Martin Leborgne. How you doing, Martin? And welcome to studio.
Good, and thanks for having me, Reagan. Good afternoon, Gonawagahirono.
So how are things going for you, and tell us a little bit about yourself and your experience on council the last 3 years.
Well, the last three,
it's been longer than 3 years, but the last term.
I've been in for a number of years now. Mm-hmm. It goes good for me. There's a lot of positives because I'm not that kind of I guess politician that people think I am. I'm more of a down-to-earth person, and I deal with a lot of local issues, and my concern is to help community in the community. Mm-hmm. I'm not worried about Ottawa or Quebec but I do follow what's going on the outside. Mm-hmm. But my concern is more in Ganawagi with helping in the way of housing and anything I can do here in Ganawagi mm-hmm. to help the community. That's what I want. That's mm-hmm. what I do.
Right. I mean, and you know, most people may know you, but for those who don't, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well,
your children are...
My name is Martin Leborgne. I'm married to Leatrice McCumber. Mm-hmm. Her father is Percy and her mother is Mary McCumber. My mother is Ida Lahash Tuax. My father is Joseph Leborgne. Mm-hmm. My daughters, Betty Jo, Tracy, and my son Duke, and my two beautiful grandchildren.
Right.
Yeah, Aguiranda and Watanara Tadani. If they hear this, you're not
Oh, yeah, okay, so what made you decide to run for Mohawk Council again?
Well, it was back in 2000 when I first decided to run mm-hmm. for council. That's a long way back, 12 years, as a matter of fact. And I was always one that was vocal in community meetings about the things that are going on. Most of the things are not going on, mm-hmm. and the people that were I guess, lack of assistance. And those caught me because a lot of people, I heard them at the meetings saying, we're not getting this, the government is supplying this, but yet we're not getting it at the community level. So that kind of prodded me to get involved, and so I decided somebody kept asking me, they said, you're a vocal person, you got a big mouth. So I said, well, if they put my name in, if somebody puts my name in, I'll jump on it and mm-hmm. see what happens. And I was nominated and seconded, and here I am. You know, mm-hmm. But the first year I served 2 years, but then I got sick at the second on candidates night. Matter of fact, mm-hmm. I got sick, I had a heart attack, and I pulled my name out of the hat because I didn't feel I could have got back in, but my health wasn't good, so mm-hmm. I didn't want to stay. I pulled my name out for those 2 years,
right?
And got my health back together. Went back to New York, did some work, then came back to the community, and those same people said, well, you're healthy now, let's go put your name back. And I've been there since.
Right.
So it was a good thing. And like the same concerns were there about the people not getting the right or fair amount of what's belongs to them. Mm-hmm. So I came in, and it's an everlasting struggle. It's always there to mm-hmm. try to get things changed so it would be more in the community's favor.
Right.
And still struggle with that.
What are some of the things that you've worked on in the past?
See, when worked on, again, okay, you initiate it, you have ideas, mm-hmm. but I don't work on it by myself. We have staff, housing, especially in the way of housing. We have to work as a team, and if it wasn't for the support that I have with my colleagues at the council table, none of it wouldn't have gotten done. Back the last term was the sixplex, not the sixplex, sorry, that's coming. Duplexes, 14 mm-hmm. duplexes consists of 28 homes. Mm-hmm. That was a dream. At the time, Mike O'Brien was housing director, and we put it in his ear. This is what I want. And that dream became a reality. Now we have these, and it was well received because as soon as they weren't even built yet, and people wanted them.
I bet.
And there's a demand still for more. So I think if we build it, and they will come, like mm-hmm. the Field of Dreams, you know.
Well, housing is a huge issue in Ganawagi.
Yes, and then Right after that, now I don't know if you're aware of the Sixplex that at the Elders Lodge.
Yes, I was running on the bike path one day, and there it was.
Yeah, well,
I
that was
like, wow.
a plus too. It was available. Unfortunately, it's not a subsidized building. It's just a building that's put there for elders with disabilities. The bottom is accessible for wheelchair and bathtubs and all that. And then
Right.
you got the upstairs is for some like over 55 and older
Right.
that are able to climb stairs. And that's it's just a place. It's a place to rent for that type of that age.
Right.
And that was a plus, you know. And now I'm pushing. We're coming up soon with. We're going to announce it soon with this new program on housing that's going to be coming. My dream is to get at least 5 single bedroom, 5 double bedroom, and 3 bedroom out there to the community. And the program would allow young families to have their own home. I would want a program started for people on social assistance. There's a lot of people on social assistance in this community that are paying every month $500, $550, some are paying $600. They're on welfare and they're making it in the real life, in the real world. So why can't we get them an apartment, a small home where they can pay half that, maybe half that, or bring it up to the 400 or 500 with the hydro and everything that would be included.
Right.
They would have to take care of their own bills, but it would be condensed where it would be one payment instead of paying hydro, paying bell. Everything will be there. Hopefully, I could accomplish that. It's a dream right now, but the reality is that these houses are going to be coming, but we have to make arrangements. We have to have in the bureaucracy. We have to have the want to help, and you know. To say yes, it can be done if we bend this rule, we can do it. And if you know me, I'm the one that likes to bend rules. I don't play by the book. I don't play by the book, and I never will play by the book as long as it doesn't give the community what they want. I'll bend the rules if I have to,
Right.
or I'll say things that will get it done, hopefully.
Right.
But that's the next dream is to have homes for people on social assistance. They're not always going to be on social assistance, so when they get off their feet and you give them that little bit of a
Yes.
helping hand, it
Goes
could
a
make
long
wonders.
way.
And then they could renegotiate and make their mortgage a little higher so they can afford and pay it off faster.
Yes, but it is
But
a
it's-
reality
yes,
in this
it is.
community. We have
And
different tiers of social standing in the community.
Also,
I mean, in
to-
economy, I
Yes.
don't mean it, you know.
I also like to even looking at building homes for single men, single women, not only. There's a big demand. At this day and age and the money in this community, I can tell you there's people living in sheds. I'm not lying.
I've seen, I know
I
you're
can
not
bring
lying.
you to the people. I can bring in some of them are even living in the backseat of a car, and it's unacceptable in this day and
Yes.
age. So that's why I'm glad that the housing director, I brought it to her attention, and she knows now, and we are going to be doing something. You know, even if I'm not reelected, at least it's there. But I'd like to get reelected to push this and make sure it happens. Because sometimes it's going to happen, but then if you're not there to push it, it falls to the wayside. Well,
And-
the loudmouth's not here no more, so we can do it without, you know.
Well, I think it's good. I mean, like I said, there are different levels of social standing in the community. And I mean that in terms of economy, not class, because I don't believe in that. I just mean it's a reality. And I think that, you know, if there's one thing I can say over interviewing you over the years and knowing the beat of the community, is that we do need chiefs and want chiefs who work on the community level. You don't have to be the chief that, you know, wants to go to Ottawa and do all this. And you've done those things anyways, but I still think that there's a need based on community feedback that we have chiefs that are here and they're working in the best interest of community. And do you
And
think...
just on that, a lot of people say, in the office and out of office, some say, we're always in the streets. Why? Well, my job is not in that office sitting there 8 hours a day. No, my job is to go out. I mean, sometimes I see people, I don't even know them. I know they're from Guanajuato, so
Right.
I stop and talk. What's on your mind? If I go to the bank or the post office, I'm good for an hour at least there. Most of the time, and talk to this person, that person. It's good, and get ideas, and you get feedback on what's going good and what's not going good. It's mostly on the stuff that are not going good. They tell you, and you take all this, and like if everybody knows me in the community, I don't care how big the problem is, how small the problem is. I'll bring it and I'll address it at our table.
Right.
And, you know, I mean, sometimes they shouldn't even be there, but That's what it's there for. I hear it, and the other chiefs will hear it. So, you know, I'm like a mouthpiece too for the people.
What do you think makes you a good leader?
Because I'm not scared to say things. I'm not scared to get things done, to push issues that I believe in, and I just guess I listen. I listen a lot to everybody's concerns, and I try to incorporate their decisions or their ideas into whatever I'm doing. And I try to do the best for what's good for the community, not only the individual but the collective. I always got that in mind.
Okay. What do you feel at this point are some of the bigger issues that are facing Ganawage?
Our economy, with all the cutbacks from the government on both the federal and provincial, there's a lot of cutbacks, and that's where I'm always saying, I don't know if you heard me in the past, I say it many times, we need to go to Canada and kind of put our foot down and no more, not allowing them to delegate the authorities down to the provinces. That's their way of passing the buck. And not, because we have to hold them to their obligations to us through health, education, housing, good water, and all this. And they delegate the authority to their provinces. Now they're washing their hands. We cannot allow that to happen, but yet it happens. So we need to be more strong there. The ones that do go to Ottawa need to address that. We need to, I guess, talk to the Governor General and get this done. You know, that the authority cannot be delegated. Our deals are with Canada, not with the provinces. But unfortunately, the provinces in Canada, we got to live with it. But
exactly,
you know, those I see. The economy, we need to. That's a big buzz. We need to create jobs. I'm not the one to look at big jobs and create 200, 300, 400 jobs. We need to everything was built on mom and pop shops. My wife owned a business in the town. You know, the pizzeria we had, it was good. We employed people. Those are the things that you need to do. But you do need some kind of maybe bring a company in that will provide 100 to 200 jobs.
Right.
That is a must too.
Yes.
The cigarette trade is kind of quiet lately.
Stand still, yeah.
But why can't, if we get some of that land back across from Highway 30, why can't we plant tobacco there and create our own economy?
A lot of people have talked about farming.
Yes, we need to do that, and we need to convince the government again, along with the tobacco trade. We need to make agreements between communities to communities, intertrade, and have the province accept it, not say, you know, we need to accept the fact that we're here, we're not going away, and this is going to be our economy. But we need to, once the person leaves with a load of whatever going to another reserve, it needs to be documented, sealed, and delivered to the reserve. It could only, so, you know, the problem is when it leaves here and then it's on the roads, you don't have a permit to travel.
Yeah.
That's what needs to be done so we can go and make it legit, so our people
Do you think that's
our people will
attainable?
not be criminalized. I think it is. I think it is. We just need to have something it need regulations. We need regulations to get out there and say this is what we are, and we're working with this, and it needs to be recognized by first the community, and then we need to tell the outside that this is what we're doing. Not ask them, tell them this is the way we're going to be doing things, and make arrangements so our people can travel and do the commerce without being criminalized.
Okay.
That's what I'd like to see. It's another dream, but we have to work together to achieve it.
For sure. We're just about to wrap this up. So Martin, is there anything else that you think is important to add or that you would like to say to address the community?
Well, the important thing is that we need to be more, I guess, we always say collective. We need to be more involved with each other. More people going to the community meetings to get involved, to hear your voice, to get your voice heard. Go there, and that's what needs to be done. We need to work along with the traditional bodies. We need to come as one. Never mind this fence, this thing about we can't do this because you're a government. We need to work together as one to create a government, to become one, and to work together as one, whether it be the traditional body leading it. I don't have a problem, but we need to work together and make the proper decisions to guide Ganawag to a better future. That's what we need.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming in studio. It's been an interesting interview, and good luck on July 7th.
That was a fast 15 minutes.
It goes. Time flies.
Yeah.
So good luck, and thank you for coming in.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
And don't go away. We have more to come here on Local Channel 4 with Mohawk TV's 2012 election coverage. We have more candidates coming up, so stay tuned. We're going to go to a quick commercial break.